Claude Cowork is truly the easiest to use platform that can get the most advanced outcomes, and I have come to absolutely love this because I am not super technical. I've tried to build the complex workflows, sharing my API keys. Claude Cowork has made all of this so stupid simple, and today I want to explain skills because on the surface they may seem intimidating, but they're incredibly easy to build and they're incredibly powerful when you implement them the right way. So to find skills, we're going to go to the Customize tab and we're going to go to Skills here. Before we worry about building anything or what I have here, the easiest way to think about a skill is break your work down into its smallest parts. In my case, I'm a business owner. I deal with a lot of sales emails, customer emails. Occasionally, I'll have someone trying to rip me off and ask for a refund. These are individual things that I spend a lot of mental bandwidth drafting up custom emails. So instead of just coming into Claude and saying, hey, draft a response to this customer support email I just got, okay? You'll get a response if you put this into Claude, but instead of getting the response, going back and forth, you can actually codify a skill specifically dedicated to customer and technical support issues so that when it drafts a response, you can simply tell it, hey, use my technical support skill to draft a response to this email. So you don't have to codify this. You don't have to iterate 6-7 times. You can get a sense for some of the ones I use. I am a content creator here, and also my primary channel has almost 50,000 subscribers. I use it to create thumbnails. I take transcripts from my YouTube videos and I have it make them a blog post. And again, the difference is I could come in here and say, take this YouTube transcript and make it a blog post. But I have no idea what I'm going to get out. And I have a very particular way that I create my own blogs that are actually performing really well for keywords. So skills is where you can codify these things to do exactly what you want. I have, as one example of many, my Gmail connected to Claude Cowork. I have every day at 3 p.m. a scheduled task that scans my inbox. It drafts responses when it identifies a sales conversation. And so it's not just drafting a generic response, it's using, going back to my skill, my sales email response skill to draft a response that is on brand, and this skill knows a lot about my business. So I've even codified, as one example of many, if this thing, if they're asking about a purchase price over $2,000 or $3,000, make sure you ask them for a call. I never negotiate via email. A very simple example of things that you can do. And just as a note, by the way, if you guys want to stay in the loop for all of the Claude developments and Claude Cowork developments, I detail that here in my newsletter that is in the description. And also, due to demand, a lot of you were reaching out to me. I have started a private community where I detail dozens of these use cases out of the box, ready to go. And we also have weekly live calls and are building use cases daily with our members. Just to give you a sense, when we create a skill, I'm going to go to Create Skill, Write skill instructions. You can certainly browse skills. There's a lot that Anthropic provides, but I'm a control freak. I want to do it my way, and it's very easy to build them, and I'm going to show you how. You can, if you want, have a dialogue with Claude, but I've actually found the best results from writing my own and using, going back to Prompt Cowboy, using this to create detailed instructions. So I'll get here in just a moment. Let's say we draft one up right now, and I want to, as one example of many, I use Claude to create legal documents. So I'm going to say my HL is the acronym for my main business, HL Legal Document Creator. Create all legal contracts needed for my business, higher levels. Okay? And by the way, we have several contracts with large unicorn tech companies. We do consulting, we do sales training. So just to give you a sense, I need anything from like MSAs to just simple partner agreements, recruiting agreements, all types of legal documents. PromptCowboy.ai, by the way, if you're not familiar, I'll also link that in the description. This takes what it calls a lazy prompt or lazy set of instructions and makes it super detailed. And this is how I get great responses. By the way, I'm about to use a dictation tool that just types what I say, so bear with me. But I'm going to give you an example of why this is so powerful, and I'm going to select the agent prompt. And if you're following along, this is all new to you, don't worry. Literally just go to promptcowboy.ai. It's totally free, and then use the agent tool here. And what I'll say is, You are an expert legal advisor and a degreed lawyer with 20 years of experience helping Silicon Valley tech companies draft all of their legal documents. Specifically, you have an expertise in IP protection. You also draft all types of contract agreements, MSAs, recruiting agreements, partnership agreements, basic contracts. You need to be responsible for all of these and do them at an expert level. If there are any custom requirements, your job is to understand the full scope of the contract that is required, but ensure that you draft contracts that can be used at the largest tech companies in the world without any issue. So this is just, again, taking my words and typing it here. Recommend Whisperflow, by the way, if you're not familiar with that tool. But what Prompt Cowboy does is it takes that. This by itself is not bad, okay? There's like a fair amount of information here. But Prompt Cowboy takes this and makes it a super, super detailed prompt with very great context and instructions. And this may seem trivial. I just honestly recommend you try it out. When you use this for prompts, when you use this for skill instructions, when you use this for other things, the results you get are drastically better. And so when I'm writing this legal document creator, again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to take this out of the box, but I would go in, read it, make sure it's got everything you need. If there's anything else you want to add, you can definitely do that. But literally, guys, I just copy this in, and now I'm going to do paste. Boom. That skill is created, and now we can literally just use this anywhere we want. And I don't have to codify, hey, like I'll come in and say, I need an MSA between my company, Higher Levels, and a new company, Acme Co., that just reached out. They asked for our standard MSA, and we're going to be providing custom sales training and also recruiting new sales reps for their team. Please create a very detailed MSA. Let me know if you have any questions, and I need to ensure that this will not get redlined. So protect Higher Levels first and foremost, and then make sure that this is pretty standard and won't get flagged in any way, shape, or form. Use my legal contract creator skill to create this. So now we've got this here, and you're going to see it's going to recognize this here in just a minute and call upon this skill. So all of those instructions we've given in the skill, otherwise it would just kind of create something random. It would just search the internet, search the model, and say, what does an MSA look like? Here you go. But you can see it automatically detected that it should use the skill that I created, and all of these instructions now are the basis for what it creates here. And this is so, so powerful, guys. I'll just let this run in the background. We can see the result at the end. But I just want to show you and just re-emphasize, when you break your work down to its smallest parts, right? Like as one example of many, I use the connectors to connect my Gmail to Claude Cowork. I have skills dedicated for all the types of emails I have to respond to. So many of my conversations are sales oriented. It could be an individual interested in one of my programs or a company interested in a consulting engagement. This is codified to respond to all of those. So now when I have a scheduled task in Claude Cowork that reads through my email, I can go in here and say, oh, you know what? Look, here's this email from Chris. And this is a drafted response already in my voice, in my brand, using my skills. And that way, it is an incredible, incredible unlock because you're not getting AI slop. You're getting it to do exactly what you want. And I'll just pop back into our legal contract that's being drafted. You see, it will ask you questions. I'm just going to skip those for the sake of this example. But this is really great because it's helping me and guiding me through this entire process. So it's going to go ahead and draft it. I'll show you the result when it's done. And just to mention, guys, again, I'll show you the result at the end. I detail all of this as I find new use cases in my newsletter. I'm sending about 1 to 2 updates a week. And if you want to work with me directly on a weekly basis on our live calls and you want dozens of out-of-the-box use cases, that's why I created AI Leverage Lab, and both of those are in the description. And guys, back here on the legal draft, you can see it's already got 37,000 characters, and MSA is a pretty detailed document. And my point being is when you get these skills in place, when you get these potential scheduled tasks, and then that's another video I have on my channel, by the way, this thing just gets so automatic. It works in the background for you. And yeah, this has taken maybe 5 minutes here, but the fact that it does this for you automatically the exact way you want it is unbelievable. I'll show you guys the result at the very end here. And yeah, I hope this really hits home at how powerful and how easy it is to set these up. All right, guys, so it's been all of 5 minutes and it says done. Here's what we've got. View your MSA. It's got it right here as a doc. Because I'm connected to Google Drive, I can port that over as a Google Doc. Let's just go ahead and open that now to show you guys. It's super cool. It literally just opens this straight away in Google Docs. You have a master services agreement. I mentioned it's Acme Co. I've also had this generate templates where it's like, hey, create a modular template where I can include any company that I want. And I mean, here we go, guys. Like, you can pause this at any time, but this is like out of the box, ready to go, customized to my business. Obviously, I just use this as a simple example, but you can only imagine the more and more you use this, the more context that you give it about your business, what you care about, what your contract should include. It's not, I mean, it's unreal. The fact that like we take this for granted, but I'm telling you, I hope this has made Claude Cowork extremely simple and easy to understand. And if you guys have any questions, you have anything I can help with, feel free to comment below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. I also have tutorials here on other videos about how to do things in Claude Cowork, but I'm telling you, this is it. I truly feel that this is going to be the platform that really starts to dominate in the coming years. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.